Hey everyone, so if you're watching this video, probably you are interested or you've heard about the Karisma Prestige package. Maybe you've even gone to a meeting discussing the Prestige package and you just want a little bit more information and some opinions about it. Well, in this video, what I'm going to intend to do is kind of go through every detail that I can remember. We actually went through a meeting. We just got back from our trip. We'll talk you all through kind of what happened and then the different pricing options that we were presented with as well. So I'm going to try to do the best I can to give you as many details as possible. This video might get a little bit lengthy. I'm going to be looking down here at my computer every once in a while. I don't want to miss anything. I want to give you every detail that I can remember. And again, this is going to be all based on my experience going through the meeting, going to a Karisma resort. We actually stayed at the Azul Riviera Cancun. And so this is just my opinion, and this is just from my memory. They didn't give us any hard copies of anything, so I'm not referencing anything that they gave us. This is all kind of just from my memory after a week of coming back from the resort. So I want to talk about the details of the program, the prices that we were offered, and obviously this is going to change from family to family and from time to time and depending on what package they put together, because there are a lot of different ways to configure this, and again, I'm going to try to go through all of that. All right, so I'm going to get right into it. I would encourage everybody to subscribe to this channel. I'm doing honest resort reviews, hotel reviews, different attraction reviews, even Airbnb, different Airbnbs in different cities, and I've got one of those coming up really soon. So definitely consider subscribing to this channel for some honest reviews on these different topics. All right, so again, this is going to be a long video potentially because there is a lot to this. So first things first. This is not, and this is what we thought when we first went to the resort and we're hearing about it, is this is not a timeshare. This is more of a loyalty program where you're given discounts and incentives. So it's definitely not a timeshare situation. And that was made very, very clear through the presentation. So we were staying again at the Azul Beach Resort in Riviera Cancun, and how we found out about this Prestige package that they were offering is we are not members. We didn't know anything about it. As we were staying in the resort, we were in one of their premium suites. We were in a swim up suite. And we have kind of this butler that was coming around from time to time that was kind of responsible for our section, and he was continuously saying, you know, if you're having a good time, you've got to check out the Prestige package. It only takes an hour of your time. And, you know, after, you know, we kept saying no, you know, we're busy. But after a couple times, we were like, okay, maybe it sounds good. Maybe there's something to this. And we decided to set a time to actually go through the meeting. The meeting actually didn't take an hour. It took 2 hours, and this was right in the middle of our day. So, you know, we were hoping this was going to be kind of a home run because, you know, it's kind of wasting some of the time from our vacation. You know, we could be at the pool or the beach or doing an excursion or something like that. All right, so here's the basics of the program. Again, my opinion, this is what I remember. So there are 5 different levels of the program. And they're all named after precious stones. So there's Sapphire, which is the basic membership, which I think is what everybody kind of leans toward. There's Emerald, one step up, Ruby, one step up from that. Then there's Diamond, and then there's something called Diamond Elite. Okay, so what we first have to understand, and I think this is obvious and, you know, no fault of theirs, this is just how business works. This is a sales pitch. Obviously, they're trying to sell you on staying loyal to their brand for an extended period of time, spending money with them. So the first thing that they do is they give you, or maybe not the very, very first thing they do, but very early on, they give you the price of the Diamond Elite, the highest level, where basically massages are free, spa treatments are free, you get picked up in a limo from the airport. I mean, just VIP treatment across the board. And they give you that price, and it's $125 from my memory. It's around $125,000 for 25 years of this package. And I'll tell you what these packages kind of entail and what you're getting for that price. So they right off the bat hit you with, it's 125 grand. Now, in business and sales, whatever, this is called anchoring. You kind of get somebody to think, oh wow, this is a very, very high price. And then as they kind of describe the packages, you think, well, maybe it could be worth it, but it's got to be a little less. And then they bring the price way, way down, and you feel like you're getting a really, really good deal. Let me know in the comments section below if you've heard of anchoring, if you understand kind of that concept. Maybe some people are in sales or in business out there. So anyway, that's one of the first things you do. I thought that was an interesting kind of tactic. So going on from that, we've heard, and what they recommended for us is most people select the Sapphire package, and that's kind of what they pushed us towards. So I'm going to go through what the Sapphire package has, and what the Sapphire package has is the base. So every package is going to have this, and then there's add-ons that I'm going to talk about if you get more, higher level packages. So what you get, and again, I'm just looking down to kind of refresh my memory. What you get, all levels, including the Sapphire, is the main thing that you're getting is if you buy just a regular room, regular hotel room in the resort. I mean, these are all-inclusive resorts, so you're already getting all the food for free, all the drinks for free. So if you buy just a regular hotel room, you're automatically being upgraded into one of the premier rooms. So we had a swim-up suite, which is considered a premier room. The people that we were staying with had an ocean-front balcony room, which is really, really nice. If you have not seen my reviews of those two rooms, I'll leave one of those up here at the I button. Please check those out. They're really, really nice rooms. So you automatically get upgraded for the same price. So supposedly, how they kind of talked to us about it is, or they explained to us, is that it saves you maybe upwards of 50% of your vacation trip. So you get basically everything, you get the upgraded room at half off. Now, if you wanted to stay cheap and in the really basic hotel room, then you're not going to get any discount. You're just going to pay for that. So basically what you're paying for is to automatically be upgraded. That's the main thing. Number two, what we thought was important, number two, is you get a full bar in your room. So again, in my video review of specifically the swim up suite, again, the link is up here if you want to check that review out. I was kind of complaining during the review and during the tour of the room that all we got was beer and juice and water and sodas in the room. We couldn't get wine, we couldn't get liquor, and we were getting sick of just drinking beer all the time. I mean, who can drink beer day after day, all day long? I mean, I guess some people could, and we did, so I can't say that, but we were getting a little tired of it. But you get a full bar in your room. All liquor and all wine is then included in your room. Now, it's still included if you go to the bar, no matter what, but you actually get it in your room. Makes it a lot more convenient. This program can be used at any time by your family or your friends. So you can use it once a year, or you can use it 10 times a year, and your families can use it as well, and your friends can. You can lend this program out, which we thought was really good as well, because we often travel with another group, and if we could both use it at the same time, we're both saving 50%. We thought that was a great perk. You also get one private member dinner meal per stay. So every time that you stay, you get a private dinner once a week. We didn't get much more detail on that, but you get that. You get private airport transfer paid, so you get picked up by their company or their bus or whatever, their particular van or whatever it is. You get picked up and you get taken directly to your resort. You're not in a big bus with a whole bunch of people stopping at different resorts. We thought that was great too. There's a discount on spa services and things like that. And this can be used not just at the resort that you're staying at. So again, we were at the Azul Riviera Cancun, but there are resorts all over Mexico. There's one in Jamaica, there's one in the Mediterranean, I think, and there's all different kinds of resorts. So there's family resorts, which is like we were staying at, where there's adults and kids together. There's kids-specific resorts. They were building a Nickelodeon resort, which my kid would freak out about if we took him to something like that. He loves SpongeBob. So we were really considering this. There's adult only, and then you can kind of hop between. So if the resorts are close enough, like in Cancun, you can kind of go between. Like if you want to go to the adults section for one day and then take your kids to the Nickelodeon area, the next day they allow you to do that as well. So yes, so it can be used at any of the different resorts. There's also Margaritaville. They had a contract with Margaritaville. We thought that would have been a really neat perk as well. So that's the basics as far as I can remember. There may be a couple more perks in there, but those are the main ones. And then at higher levels, you start getting better upgrades. So if you upgrade to Emerald or Ruby or Diamond Elite, we didn't even find out what was in that. You know, again, they kind of went through it a little bit. Basically, everything's paid for, VIP treatment across the board. But if you start going up levels, like the next level up, Emerald, I think then you can upgrade to a family suite, which has actual multiple bedrooms and a kitchen in it. And they showed us one of these. They took us through a tour. It was beautiful, right on the ocean. One of the nicest rooms at an all-inclusive resort I have ever seen. It was great. So maybe that's worth that upgrade as well. You get a multi-room with a kitchen. I don't know why you'd be cooking, but you get a kitchen, a big dining room. I mean, it was fancy. Free things like free massages. The massages are just free across the board. Spa treatments and things like that. So that's the rundown basically, as far as I can remember, on what you get with the package. Now, what are the particulars? So basically there are two options that they give you. One is a commitment for 10 years, and that's going to be just a little bit cheaper. And then there's a commitment for 25 years. And there was only like $1,000 or $2,000 difference. I'm going to get to the financial stuff here in a little bit, again, as far as I can remember it. But they'll have you commit to 10 years, and you're basically committing to stay at their resorts for 10 years, or else you're going to lose out on the investment that you're making, or 25 years. And the 25 years is, again, a little more expensive, but not much. So that's kind of the time frame that they're asking you to commit to. And this is a one-time fee, and it can be done in payment plans as well. And then there are some additional add-ons, which are important. And the big add-on that most people, you know, that we talked to and that they were kind of pushing was called the Flyback option. So the Flyback option is basically a program where you, again, pay a one-time fee that's added on to the original fee that just for the Prestige program. You pay a one-time fee, and then every year of your stay for the first 10 years. Now, if you have a 10-year package, it's for the entire length of that package. It's 10 years. If it's 25 years, it only goes to the first 10 years. For 10 years, during your trip, if you present them with a boarding pass, basically if you fly down, they will give you either $1,000 per trip or $2,000 per trip, again, depending on how much you invest. The $2,000 option is obviously more expensive. And when I break down the numbers here at the end, that can end up covering the entire, you know, over 10 years. If you pick the $2,000 option, you're getting $20,000 back basically. And as I break it down, you can end up basically covering the whole trip, or not the whole trip, the whole package, the whole initial investment, by getting this money back. So I asked the guy, I was like, you know, why would you do something like this? Why are you going to give me more money back than I'm going to be giving you over 10 years? And he basically straight up said, we want the money right now because we are developing properties right now, and the more people that we can bring in, you know, it's just they want the money up front, and they don't mind giving it back to you because they know you're going to be loyal to their brand. A very honest answer, I felt, so I thought that was a good answer. So all you need to do is you present your boarding pass, and they give you either $1,000 or $2,000 back. And again, those are two options based on how much you want to invest. The other couple of add-ons, and we didn't get too much into these because we didn't really find them useful or really want them or weren't really interested in them, to be honest. One was a sister resort discount. They have sister resorts in the United States. Now, the Prestige package is only for the all-inclusive resorts, basically in the Caribbean and Mexico, and then again they had one, I think, in the Mediterranean somewhere, but nothing in the United States. But they have sister resorts in the United States, so you get a discount basically on those resorts as well. Again, that is an upcharge, you pay more for that. And then there's a European resort discount as well. Again, for different countries that don't have all-inclusive resorts, there's a discount program basically if you go to Europe. So again, we weren't too interested in those, so we kind of left those alone or off the table. So I can't really tell you exactly how much they were. I kind of remember, you know, just from my memory, if you would have used it, it would seem like it would have been worth it. All right. So again, these are the things that were promised during the meeting. We never actually got to the point where we saw a contract. I'm going to take you through kind of the negotiation process here in a second. We never actually saw a contract, so I can't speak to if they actually follow through with all of these promises. Personally, I just don't know. This is, again, my opinion and from my memory. Now, we did, as we were in the resort and after we went through the meeting, we spoke to 2 other couples and they raved about this program. They said it was one of the best decisions they've ever made. They've saved so much money. They loved it. Now, this is a small sample set. We talked to 2 different couples at 2 different times. One was at evening at a show and the other one was at a pool, but they were both members, and we kind of found out because they'll put like member, they make it real grand. If we're a member, they give you a member welcome mat in the front of your door there. So they let it be known that you are a prestige, a Karisma Prestige member. So we talked to 2 different couples and they loved it. So we also, unfortunately, read some fairly negative reviews on TripAdvisor where people were saying they were having a real hard time with the Flyback. They weren't getting their money back. They were having to go through all these arduous processes. We feel like this should be seamless. If we present you your boarding pass, our boarding pass, like we say, we want the money that you promised us. But people were saying over and over and over in these comments that they were waiting months and months and months and just couldn't get their money back. So a little bit of a red flag there. And then some people were also saying that they just weren't getting the amenities that they were promised: upgraded rooms, the liquor in the bar, liquor bar, full bar in their rooms, things like that. So again, I don't know. These are just things I read and other people's opinions of that were actually members. So let's talk about our particular offer, kind of what we settled on, kind of what happened there. So what we kind of figured out is that the 25-year option would be best for us, and we were interested in this. Again, the Nickelodeon, getting the liquor in the room, knowing that you're going to a particular resort, already kind of having that figured out. The Nickelodeon option, the adults only option, being able to hop between, free transfer to and from. It just seemed like a kind of a really good package if the price was right. So what we settled on after going back and forth is 25 years seemed to be best, and I think that would be for most. Again, it was only marginally more expensive than 10 years, so why not commit to 25 years? And then we wanted the $2,000 flyback option. Now, you don't have to have the flyback option. The price would be much lower that I'm going to be quoting you if you didn't take the flyback option, but why not take $2,000 every year? And this is once a year. You can't go 10 times a year and get $2,000 each time you go. It's one trip a year for 10 years, so maximum of $20,000. Now, if you don't go a year, you lose that money. So we wanted the $2,000 flyback option for 10 years, which would have given us back $20,000. And they initially offered us, it was around $19,000, a one-time buy-in that could be financed. Everything that we just talked about, the Sapphire package, the basic package, was $19,000. And we thought about it and we came back with $15,000. We, just kind of did the math and thought about it. And, I'm a negotiator, so I wanted to press them a little bit. And I said, okay, we'll do $15,000 cash. We'll pay it off right now. They got on the manager horn, the cell phone with the manager, put him on FaceTime. No, we can't do it, blah, blah, blah. We got up and walked, which I think is what everybody should do in a negotiating situation. But take that for what it is. That's just my opinion. You should always walk first and then come back, or have them come stop you at the door, something like that. Okay, this is getting long, so let me kind of wrap this up here. We counted at $15,000. We left the meeting. I went to the pool. As I was sitting at the pool, the same guy that we were working with came back, and they came around just under $17,000, and he's like, "This is the best we can do. We can't do any better." I said, no, we're hard lining at 15 grand. By this point, I was kind of talking myself out of it, to be honest. I've had, 2 pool drinks and things like that. And I was like, we don't want to get locked in. What if we want to do something else? What if we don't want to go to the Caribbean one year? We want to go to, somewhere else. We want to go, we just don't want to go to the Caribbean or Mexico one year. We don't want to lose the money. We kind of value our freedom and flexibility in that way. So I just kind of said, no, we'll think about it. And, when you say we'll think about it to a salesman, that's the kiss of death. So that's kind of where we left it. Never saw the guy again. We were checking out, I think, a couple days later. So we just never saw them again, and they never really brought it up again. So they didn't hassle us anything past that. So do I think it's a good program? I don't know. I can't speak for it because I've never experienced it, but I do kind of know the ins and outs as far as my memory is what we were presented with. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, any comments, anything like that, please leave those in the description box below. I will be happy to answer those to the best of my ability, and then definitely consider subscribing to this channel. I got more travel videos coming up. All right, I'll catch everybody next time.